Hello, everybody. Welcome to the WWE Royal Rumble predictions on the best pro wrestling um, podcast. Yeah, right. Anyway, welcome if you're live. Welcome for joining. Always welcome to make comments if you feel like it or need to. Send them in the chat. So if you're watching on on demand, and leave them in the comments, of course. Welcome. Well, we're going to do a little bit like this. I'm first going to start off with the Royal Rumble matches, and then all the three other matches I'm going to predict. I'm also going to explain why I predict them and why they do why I should do this, and to go further on an yeah, let's call it like this, um, on booking notice. So, making steps, how you actually would book WrestleMania this year. So, all right, we're starting off with the Royal Rumble match. Well, the name I'm going to predict is not on the list, and that's Bray Wyatt. And what will happen? There's rumors there's going to be a sensational ending to the Royal Rumble, and I I heard those rumors too. So um, what will end somewhere? Randy Orton is one of the last few, and Bray Wyatt, number 30, comes out, or 29. Number 30 is getting acknowledged. So I think actually Randy Orton is number 30, and Bray Wyatt is number 29. And what will happen is that something very sensational, and Bray Wyatt will stand in the end. And I am aware, yes, they're going to have to, um, that Bray Wyatt will then challenge the champion. That's correct. I am therefore also thinking that on the pay per view Elimination Chamber, we get something, a bizarre match between Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton. I don't know, maybe an uh, I don't. I hope they do the House of Horrors. They already done that, but something very bizarre, something new, because it's time that Bray Wyatt comes back, and I think the Royal Rumble is perfect to do so. It will make sense, and on booking wise, you can do something sensational. So as Bray Wyatt takes revenge on Randy Orton for lighting on fire. That's why I picked Bray Wyatt to win the Royal Rumble match. And then from there, after he defeated on the Elimination Chamber, there's going to be also a fast lane. So those two maybe. And then you can Bray Wyatt from there book on towards the WrestleMania match. And who that's going to be, I'll be coming back to that later. Um, All right. The women's Royal Rumble match is also a person who's not on the list. And it's going to be a surprise entrance. Now, I haven't had this confirmed, but it would make sense. The thing is, what we know with WrestleMania is they want to have some big names to attract the fans for in the stadium. And who can you do better from the women's side is Ronda Rousey. Now, Ronda Rousey, I know, is in training. It would make sense if she enters in a 27 and 28. I think you should not take number 30. I mean, that is too much. You know what I mean? Um, so put her in a surprise entrance, and she go on to wrestle headline WrestleMania. And I don't see Becky coming back. That is what I'm sitting a little bit with. But Asuka, Ronda Rousey. I mean, for example, I'll get my prediction already. Huh? And if that's not the case, and otherwise, I will go with Alexa Bliss. I mean, she's done so great in the last few weeks on Raw. It will make sense on that matter. So, all right. All right. Then we're going towards the matches. I'm starting off with the women's tag team championship match between Asuka and Charlotte Flair versus Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. Um, this is the thing. I've noticed that Asuka is not in the Royal Rumble match. The other three are. Um, so I don't think Shayna or and Naya are going to win the tag team titles. It would not make sense. They already just lost it. Asuka and Charlotte just won it. So that makes no sense. Charlotte is just begun also a new storyline with what is her name again? Um, I'm so bad to names. I'm sorry. Well, with her dad and etc. So I think that's going to play out towards WrestleMania. I think that's a lock. Um, um, so I will say Asuka versus Charlotte. I thought first they're going to put actually Charlotte turn on Asuka and have that as a feud of WrestleMania. I don't see it happening. I mean, they just put Charlotte in the new feud. I mean, and in that way, you can have Asuka free to defend the women's title on WrestleMania. So that would make very much sense. All right, and then the WWE Championship match. I am not going to say Goldberg. I'm aware of his thing. When he comes back, he wins championships. It would be rather dumb to put the belt on Goldberg. Uh, we saw what it did, what for backlash it gave with when Goldberg defeated the Fiend. Um, a lot of negative backlash. Goldberg doesn't need a title. I am aware he has, if he comes back, he has creative lot to say and demands WWE stop listening to that guy. If he is demanding so much demands to put that championships on his own belt, but he doesn't need it at this point, get rid of the guy. It's worse than even. I prefer even have Brock Lesnar to put a title on him than on Goldberg. That guy is old. He needs to go to a retirement home or something. I'm tired of the guy. He doesn't have any. His condition is crap. That's why he can do 2 minute matches, nothing less, because it's too hard for the guy. Um, he's already, yes, I am aware he's going to be on WrestleMania. Another negativity. Yes, he has a great name. I understand that. He's a legend. I understand that. But otherwise, he doesn't bring much to the table. I mean, of the 2 minutes, the matches are shorter than his entrance. Let's be real. If he has to go on a Raymond James Stadium, and we know with WrestleMania they have those long entrance ways, I mean, he'll be tired of already walking down the aisle. Fact. I mean, maybe he headbucks him on the Super Bowl Cup, what maybe will be won by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yes, I said so. You know what I mean? It makes no sense. I'm sorry, I'm going on a tirade on Goldberg. The guy doesn't need to have a title match, or let's send even a main event match. Drop it. Put John Cena instead there. Let him win the 17 world title. I mean, with all due respect, I have more respect for John Cena than Goldberg. Everybody knows my opinion about John Cena, ring wise. I know he's going to be there, but probably as last year he's going to do a promo. Last year was with the entrance with what was his name? That from the guy from the New York Yankees. Uh, and what's great? I think he's going to do something similar. Just to hype up the crowd. Hey, fact, why don't you make him WrestleMania host? I mean, I don't think he's going to be wrestling due to his movie career, but you can use him as a host. He will be perfect for that. Just saying. But if I had to choose John Cena in a WrestleMania main event and Goldberg, it will be Cena. I know it's unrealistic because of his movie career, but hey, what the fuck? Send him off to a permanent location, Goldberg, to Saudi Arabia. Let him live there. I mean, for God's sake, then once per year we see him in the desert wrestle on the extended house show. Nobody gives a crap about anyway. Fucks. So tired of that old freak. He has two movesets, right? Two movesets. I can tell you this. When I was doing judo, right, I had a bigger moveset, and I was even being nailed in the. Sometimes I had two less moves in my moveset. I had more than Goldberg. So crap he is. So if they had critics on me that I had two less movesets on my tournament matches, for fuck's sake, what do you think about Goldberg then? He's a major pain in the ass and an overrated talent and a nobody. He can just spear and do the jack high hammer and knock his head into a door. That's all he can do. Idiot. Sorry. Hey, fact, WWE, listen to me. I will rest for 50% less for Royal for Goldberg. I'll be more entertaining, and I have more bigger move sets, and I'll make just so much time as him do, his do. All right? Just saying. Say 50%. It's good for economics. And that's a fact. Please, if you see this, you can, just go to GTA Sports Studio, fill out the contact form. I will get in contact with you. Don't worry about it. Be much more entertaining than that old dude. Anyway, Universal Championship match. Of course, the championship match. I go, of course, with Drew McIntyre. What I do will see happen is the Miz is casting in, and in that way, Drew will pin the Miz, and then Goldberg is saved because we need to. I mean, because it's Goldberg, the biggest boring wrestler in the WWE ever. Sorry. And don't get me wrong, people, when, in the end of the 90s in WCW, and even when he came to WWE, he was crapped. I had still more respect for Goldberg than he is out now there. I mean, seriously. It's just a pure copy what they did with him on WCW, and further, he can't do crap. Just saying. All right, the Universal Championship, last man standing match. I'm thinking this is going to be an extreme, awesome match. I'm so looking forward to this. I'm really, people, all my points about Roman Reigns. And the thing is, a lot of people misunderstand me. And I'll say it again. I have nothing against the guy. I just think when he is just booked too He pushed too much. That's all. Furthermore, I think he's a great wrestler. Don't get me wrong. I have respect for Roman Reigns. Okay, especially what they have now done with him on booking wise on a heel turn. Great thing. Absolutely. The best thing that could have happened for Roman Reigns. Because then someday you can have him turn babyface and he will be growing maybe out to one of the biggest stars in WWE history. Watch my words. All right, and that's Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens. Now, I think it's going to be an amazing match. I think the match will not just take place inside the ring, but also outside. For fuck's sake, let them all go through our stadium. I mean, put Tom Brady in there or something. You know that Tom Brady is flushing his teeth in the dressing room, and they come in and brawl into the dressing room of Tom Brady. You know, such a fun sketch. You know, why not? I know they've done before such sketches. I mean, and Tom Brady will get some airtime. You know what I mean? I don't think Tom Brady will mind. I mean, you know all how Tom Brady is. So, but I think in the end, Roman Reigns will stand tall. And then I think what will happen? We get the Elimination Chamber, and there will Brock Lesnar or Daniel Bryan win to challenge Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. That means we're getting The Fiend versus Drew McIntyre for WrestleMania. I think that's going to be great. I mean, I would watch that card. Um, and people, let me know for your predictions in the Royal Rumble. Put them in the comments underneath here, people. So there's still, I think there's still going to be matches added to the card, and of course wrestlers. I mean, until now, we have 17 wrestlers added to the Royal Rumble man match, and women I only have 12. So there's going to be a little bit added, of course. But the matches we'll see, I think we're going to see Sasha Banks versus Carmella. I believe that for the Women's SmackDown Championship match. I mean, they did the mixed or the gender match, and if he did, then Carmella would get the title match. So put it on the Royal Rumble would make sense. Um, and also, I think the Dirty Dogs against the Street Profits. Maybe as for the tag team titles, and then they put it on the kickoff show, something like that. Anyway, all right. Thank you for joining for the predictions. There's not much more to talk about at the moment. I'll be back on Sunday, live Sunday to Monday night, directly after the Royal Rumble. We're going to talk about the Royal Rumble live here. So if you just tune in to see the show and you would like to give my opinion about the Royal Rumble, don't forget to subscribe and push the bell notice, because when I go live, you get a notification and you'll be joining in. And on Thursday, I will be back with Rumbling Wrestling, and we're going to talk about other things. Something also about the Royal of maybe something backlash about the Royal Rumble, maybe some other stuff. I haven't checked out. I mean, that depends a little bit what's going on with the world of pro wrestling at the moment. So don't every Thursday at 4 p.m. I was a little bit delayed, but that was a personal issue. I'm apologizing, but 4 p.m. every Thursday. I'm live here doing a pro wrestling show, pro wrestling podcast, I may say so. Or you can see it on demand, and I also post it, of course, around Facebook, on Twitter, on Tumblr, um, everywhere. Anyway, thank you for joining. Let me know what your predictions are for the Royal Rumble. Put them in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe. Like this video, share it with your friends. It really helps me a long way. Don't forget to check out the latest news around pro wrestling or other sports on GTA Sports Studio. .com, of course. Or check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/GTA Sports Studio. We're on Twitter also on @GTA Sports Studio. Here also, of course, on YouTube, youtube.com/GTA LiveTube. And we're also on Pinterest, pinterest.com/GTA LiveTube. And we're on Tumblr on gtasportstudio.tumblr.com and vk.com/GTA Sports Studio. There you can find us everywhere on social media. And yeah, take care. My name is JJ Abbink. I'm reporting for GTA Sports Studio. Take care and see you then. Ciao.